what has been, in my opinion, perhaps the greatest tragedy of all when it comes to Bernie Sanders. He's doing these major rallies right now with AOC, and they're drawing a hell of a lot of people. I mean, they got something in the neighborhood of probably, I know they exaggerate the numbers, but let's just assume that they got something in the neighborhood of about 15,000 in Montana the other day. I mean, that's a big deal. You know, it's one thing to get 30,000 people in Los Angeles. It's actually not that hard. But to get that many people in Montana to show up to an event because they're concerned about the fate of our country, I would say that that's a pretty big deal. And so,
and then to do what? To usher them try to usher Republicans and independents that are disillusioned with Trump into the Democratic Party, like that's somehow going to help them?
Well, why would anybody actually forget the fact that Bernie went out of his way to talk about, well, you know, I don't actually agree that much with somebody like Dick Cheney, but he's voting against Trump, so that's good enough for me. No, Bernie, no. And you were never like this. You see, this is the thing that people like, oh, Bernie was always this way. No, Bernie was not always this way.
How do we know? How do we know?
Because we know, because Bernie.
I've never seen that. I'm so angry right now, like with what just happened at that rally with Bernie. He's like dead to me. Like I'm so disgusted with Bernie Sanders right now. I can't even see straight.
Bernie with the Bernie of 2015 and 2016 is no longer around. Now, is he still there somewhere underneath it all? Maybe, but
that's useless to us. Okay, useless.
It's useless. At this point, he's not willing to do what is necessary in this moment of crisis that we're stuck in right now. And so even when he, at one time, told Rahm Emanuel to go fuck himself, I mean, that Bernie Sanders doesn't exist anymore.
Nope.
It got so bad that this is what happened at that rally the other night. Brace yourselves. London, hey, sing this shit. All right, I'm not playing this clip because I don't need that stupid noise in the background.
No.
But I'll play this one.
Okay.
Like any country on earth has the right to defend itself from terror.
Bernie?
No.
Israel does not have the right to defend itself when it's committing a genocide.
Israel doesn't have the right to defend itself against people that it occupies. End of story. It is not the way it works. That is not the way it works. Israel has not had a right to defend itself since October 7th. That just doesn't exist.
The one thing that Jimmy, and I do believe he is right about, as I believe a lot of you guys are right about, is that much like I said that Bernie used to be a certain way disposition-wise politically, I can assure you that there is older footage of Bernie Sanders when he basically espoused very pro-Israel political positions.
Of course.
Before he was running for president. So it's not like it wasn't there. It's not like Bernie didn't have it in his DNA, that he wasn't somebody who felt that whether because he's a Jew, that he had to defend Israel, whatever his reasoning is, it's not like he evolved to be this pro-Israel person because it's politically convenient. No, Bernie was like this well before he ran for president. But this gets even worse.
Terrorism, but it does not have the right to wage all-out war against the Palestinian people.
Yet he agreed to send the money.
Doing my best to demand not another nickel for Netanyahu's war machine.
No, it's not about Netanyahu. I'm so angry right now. I'm like at a 12 on the rage-o-meter. Bernie, it knows.
He's trying to pass the responsibility off to Netanyahu that it's his fault.
But he knows better. He knows.
Of course.
Okay.
Is Bernie Sanders going to?
Is so infuriating.
Well, is Bernie Sanders going to do what is necessary and call out the overwhelmingly substantial amount of corporate special interest money that is funneled into the Democratic Party comes from pro-Zionist contributors? Like, he's never going to say that.
You might as well take AIPAC money now. Bernie, take the money now. You might as well. You might as well take AIPAC. Like, seriously, I don't know why he doesn't.
Well, I'm not 100% certain.
This is disgusting. All right, you want to continue and show how peaceful people are treated at a Bernie rally?
And as bad as all of that is,
now I want people to note, yeah, they're booing security. They're
Yeah, they're
booing
not booing
and
Bernie.
taking the sign down. No, but they're not booing the sign. They're booing at security taking the sign down.
Now take a look, guys. Take a look
and they
very
start
closely.
chanting.
You notice something interesting here? Bernie turned around.
I see some good rock and roll devil horns right there, which reminds me of the 80s, which I like.
So Bernie is actually turning around and he's watching security take the flag away.
Yeah.
Bernie could easily get on the horn and say, no, listen, they have the right to free speech. They can put that sign up. I don't have a problem with it.
Yep.
Didn't do it.
Wait for it, though.
Okay, in America today, we have more income. In America today.
Are you really not
really,
Bernie? Like, how bad can you? How obtuse can you be?
You're gonna pivot to that now. There's no excuse for any of this. There's no excuse for any of this. Did the people get arrested? I think they got arrested. Or did they just get escorted out? Because it wasn't just that they took the sign away. The actual people got escorted out. And I don't know if they were actually arrested or not. But guys, Bernie Sanders stood there and allowed peaceful protesters holding a sign to be escorted out of his rally.
Bernie trying to talk over.
That's it.
Bernie trying to talk over the audience, trying to talk over them and suggest that, well, there's nothing to see here, folks. It's not that big of a deal. You know, the Palestinians, it's unfortunate that they have to suffer, but, you know, we've got real problems here. It's not over yet.
Ooh. I approve of the finger.
In America today,
This pleases me.
This is Montana, mind you.
Right.
This is Montana.
This is and this is as white can be in Montana. Like, I'm looking at this crowd and it's probably at like the state fairgrounds.
You know, it's absolutely incredible, but it's like the Republicans they're the party that just has to get everything done.
That's what we're left with.
So much of the Republican base, as you're now seeing, is like they're ready to just basically wipe Israel off the map. At some point, they're not going to have a choice because then they'll never win. And they force their hand. Whereas Democrats just standing there.
I'm so pleased by this. And I'm so, you know what? It's embarrassing for Bernie. He should be embarrassed.
He should be. And you know what? People should never stop. Every time he goes on that stage now, trying to prep Alex to run for president, as far as I'm concerned, you better be chanting Free Palestine.
Free Palestine. I think that, and I honestly,
I would disrupt his stupid little rally for prepping Alex up. Just do it all day, every day.
Yeah.
I would encourage people to go to those rallies and do
I was going to say, I would love to see the Palestinian groups that do things absolutely show up and make that be the only thing that people hear in those rallies. Shut this shit down. Because these same people, I don't remember them fighting the oligarchy when Biden was president. I don't remember them fighting the oligarchy when Obama was president. I don't remember that. I remembered them just sort of kind of doing okay. They're okay. Now they're all about fighting the oligarchy while there's a genocide going on? No.
Too late.
Okay. All right, let me move on to, I know that this is a sensitive issue, something I am helping leading the effort in Congress. But I do want to say, hold it. What we have also got to focus on is the crisis facing not only the people in Gaza, but the crisis facing the working class of this country.
No, that's your way of breaking it up and dividing it. They're the same issue. Same issue.
It's not just that it's the same issue.
All connected.
But do you realize that we have only played about 2 minutes worth of footage? And Bernie, you can't give the issue of Israel-Palestine 2 minutes of your time? I understand that this is a big problem and that hold it.
No, he didn't say it's a big problem. He said it's a sensitive issue.
It's a sensitive issue. That is the equivalent of saying it's a complicated issue.
It is. And it's a sensitive issue when you don't give a shit about Palestinian bodies. Then it's a sensitive issue because you don't want to address it.
But don't worry, Bernie can get on stage with Maxwell Frost at Coachella and wring his hands to the rich kids about how we have to fight the oligarchy.
I hope the people in this room leave there and turn around and realize, yeah, Trump might suck, but these people are not where it's at. That's what I hope happens.
What is the point of fighting back against Trump if you're going to do exactly what he's going to do regarding Israel-Palestine? He's just going to do it in a more crass and crude way that you don't like. What's the point? At least Trump's honest. You've said he's the most honest liar in all of politics.
Ever. Yeah.
That's true.
No excuse, Bernie. No excuse. From start to finish, every single thing about that was disgusting. And then add that to the fact that ridiculous display at Coachella. You know what? No. Just please. Just, really, you know what, just you're not helping now. Now you're part of the problem.